Hey y'all, welcome to the Team LocoFit Roundtable, hosted by me, Laurin Conlon, owner of Team LocoFit. Each week, I am joined by one of our coaches to dive headfirst into the nutrition, training, mindset, and coaching strategies we use with our clients. If you loved the show, please subscribe, leave us a review, tell a friend, you know the drill. And for more information about coaching, the programs we offer, and additional content, visit teamlocofit.com. All right, and we are back, and I'm with Coach Jill.
Hello. Again.
You didn't do it?
Well, I didn't know we were doing this.
Last time you were like, greetings. So I had to do the creepy Star Token.
I did not do the Star Tokens, but it fits.
It totally fits.
If the hands fit. That sounds weird.
I remember like the diet, if it just fits in your mouth, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're like, all right, this is really open-ended.
Is that what IIFY means? If it fits your mouth?
Yeah. I mean, it technically does.
It fits.
So actually, this is the perfect segue.
Yeah.
We didn't totally fuck up the intro.
Oh my God.
This is actually relevant.
Don't mess it up.
We
just jinxed the end.
Jill, Jill fell down another Instagram rabbit hole.
Not an Instagram hole, but just like an internet hole.
An internet hole. That's even scarier.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You know where we should totally go to find crazy stuff?
Dark web.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, that's there's body parts, but I was
just
thinking,
kidding. That's a little too much for me.
I was thinking more on the diet trend.
Oh.
Like, I want a foot. Okay. No, the Reddit. Reddit is like a cesspool of bad information.
Okay,
Just like
I'm saving that for next time.
Yeah, you have to go through Reddit. I can only imagine what is on there. But Jill found more ridiculous things. Honestly, we get good feedback on these podcasts because they're funny and whatever, but also like we really do want to bring light to these kinds of things because if anybody's listening,
some people actually do these.
Yeah, some people are actually doing this. Some people, it might not be you. If you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not going to be following this type of diets, but you might know people who are, and you want to explain to them, hey, like this is why you wouldn't want to do this. And just honestly being aware of the information that's out there is so terrifying. Yeah. And that is what we're trying to combat against.
Yeah, we just want to make some good points as to like why these things aren't good and why they wouldn't work. So
all right,
let's get started.
Let's get started.
Well, I mentioned this one to you before, and I figured we'd open up with it. But this one's called the werewolf diet. Try and guess what this means first.
I don't know. What, werewolves come out at night? Do you only eat at night? Are you hairy? Do you grow hair from eating this? Like what? Like
do you eat hair? Like what?
You eat your hair? Okay,
no,
I got it.
I don't think you can do that though, because we can't digest hair.
Okay, well,
I think
that would be calorie burning.
Just but really then you would have like a blockage in your stomach, and you'd need surgery.
And then I'd die.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Everybody just got really concerned.
Okay. Wait, what was that? The don't eat anything diet?
Oh yeah, like there was something that was like just don't eat. You're like
don't eat diet or something. Okay. Yeah, similar. But this is
sounds
actually
awesome.
Based off of the cycles of the moon.
No.
Yeah. So I just took some notes. So this means,
is worse than expected.
For full moons, we just had full moon, I think, right? I don't know. But during
I don't
full
fucking
moons,
follow the moon.
I don't know either. But I see people on their stories like dancing and shit, like full moon. I'm like, okay.
People also like shove crystals up themselves. So like.
Do you mean like up there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's for another podcast.
Haven't tried that one at home, but
during full moons, this involves fasting for 24 to 48 hours, I guess. Which fasting, of course, we've touched on before, and
totally fine.
Pretty wary about it.
Yeah.
But
if you want to do it, not for this reason.
yeah, and it also includes for most days. In the other cycles of the moon, no food past 6 p.m.
Okay.
And it doesn't say why. And I also thought it was funny because this post that I was reading was like, yeah, there's really no research behind this. I'm like, no shit, really? Maybe because werewolves don't exist.
Thanks for the fucking update.
This isn't science-based, okay? So why is this a thing? Who came up with this? But that's pretty much the gist of it.
Honestly, the hair blockage was better. Would have been better than this.
Yeah, just put yourself in the hospital. You may not be able to eat for a few days.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Weight loss. That's the end goal.
It's an easier way to fast when you don't feel good. So.
This is the type of stuff that's so interesting to me. So the don't eat past whatever time has been around forever.
That's a very common thing.
That is a common thing. And
we've talked about time restricted feeding before, and there actually is from a coaching perspective and a mental perspective, it can be useful to have time frames of where you eat, right? Of course you have to be fluctuate as needed, but it is nice, especially if you are in a deficit or just trying to get back on your habits, like, hey, I'm just going to be done eating at this point, right? Because realistically most people are going to be overeating or eating like worse food choices like later at night and kind of all that stuff. So but that's the reason why. It's not because you shouldn't eat past a certain time. It's just because, like, hey, if this works, this might be a better option for you. For most people, that time isn't going to work, nor is there any magic behind that time. So the fact that they're trying to time this up, one, with no like actual backing, and two, trying to time it up with the moon is like the worst reason I've heard to not eat past 6 p.m.
Yeah, like, normally it's like, oh, no carbs before bed because you're not going to use it and it's going to be stored as fat or something, which we know isn't true.
That's not true. But what's even less true
are werewolves. I'm a werewolf now, so that's just my justification.
God, the internet never disappoints.
Honestly, the internet is always right?
Oh yeah, totally. All the facts.
Dr. Google.
Big facts on the internet.
Randompeople.net telling me how to diet. But yeah, the next one is a doozy. So, do people say that anymore?
Wow.
Anyway.
We're saying it.
Okay. So, this one's called the 5-bite diet. And I've heard of this one time before, and I stumbled upon it again, and I remembered how terrible this is. So this is basically skipping breakfast, and for lunch and dinner, you only have 5 bites of each, and that's your diet. Your face just says it all.
Oh my god. 5 bites of what?
It doesn't specify.
Of course.
So like, I could just have a Snickers for lunch and just have 5 bites of it.
Yeah. I could probably fit that in my mouth at once.
Yeah, that's
if it fits my mouth, exactly. I could have 5 Snickers for lunch.
I mean, you'd still probably be in a deficit at that point.
Yeah, with how much I eat, probably. Let's be honest. But that's what's also so frustrating with these.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like, even if I have like a Snickers bar for lunch and dinner, what was that, like 500, 600 calories for a day?
Yeah, and that's like picking one of the most calorie dense options. And of course, there's like no protein there. So am I having 5 bites of chicken? Am I having 5 bites of Ben and Jerry's ice cream? Like where? Like
what specifies as a bite? Can I just? Does a bite mean whatever can fit in my mouth?
Exactly. We're combining 2 fad diets. Perfect.
I need guidelines for this. Okay.
Everybody needs guidelines. This is so stupid.
Yeah. Very stupid and very restrictive when you think about it too. Because like, what?
Well, of course.
Oh, duh. I mean.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, like literally what, like 5 bites of fudge for lunch?
I actually just like died because I tried to put so much food in my mouth at once. Just choked to death.
Literally.
I'm back in the hospital, losing weight.
Easy peasy. Like my left butt cheek eats more than that. So, dude, insane. So people actually do this.
5 bite diet. Was this like a post? Was this like something you just found? Like, were there comments? Like, I need to know who's doing this.
List of diets that people do, and like I know, like I've seen some people comment on this. Like, yeah, like if I just want to like lose the weight really quickly, like this is the way to go. Like, no, it isn't. There's a much better, an easier way to go about this.
Wow, no kidding. You're gonna lose weight if you only eat 5 bites of food twice a day.
I don't know why people still do this. But
they're honestly
come back just as fast as you lost it. So
I try to be pretty balanced with my approaches. I try to be very understanding and detached from what I know, but also stop.
Yeah,
stop. The internet exists and there is a lot of bad information, but there's also an overwhelming amount of good information. Yeah. So if you're doing something called the 5-bite diet, you need to take a little bit of personal responsibility and be like, this probably isn't the best choice. And you might have still made that choice, which is fine. But you can't be like, this diet didn't work for me. I don't know why I keep just rapidly gaining weight and binging afterwards. Like, you literally made the decision to follow something called the 5-bite diet. No.
I feel like, at this point, it's so hard not to know what's better.
And I get it. We are so immersed in this that we think that we're like, oh, who would do anything like this? There are obviously people who do. I think there are less people who do things like this. But there are plenty of people who have zero food education and know nothing of what constitutes a good or a bad diet, or just healthy choices in general. Like they just have no exposure to that. So I understand that people still do fall into these types of diets. But, you know, if, you know, again, people listening are probably not going to be in this situation. But if you are listening and you're trying to talk to other people who might be dealing with this, don't just bang your head against the wall. Do that first, but then
you can do that after.
Come back and then say, okay, you know, explain why this might not be the best choice. And, you know, you do have to explain to people, like, listen, if you are doing something that is, you know, the 5-bite diet, that is fasting during a fucking moon or whatever, like, yeah, sure, these are all taking away calories, but you are really setting yourself up for a bad position. You need to look at
sustainability and what's going to be realistic long term. So, yeah.
Just realistic at all. Not even long term. Just like, this is just not realistic.
None of this is realistic so far because we got werewolves and we got 5 bites per meal
of unspecified food. That's my favorite.
Food. Yeah.
Like, that is, like, that's a new
So
level.
does that mean I can drink anything? Because it's technically not biting.
That's not biting. I'm just drinking. So I could have, you know.
What if I eat soup? I'm not biting a soup.
I could have
Well, that's a good segue
day.
into the next one. I think we've talked about cabbage soup before. Cabbage soup diet. So basically that's pretty straightforward. You just have a cabbage soup for every meal.
Another winner.
And another
really nutrient.
Another, you know, quick fix, lose the 10 pounds really fast. So yeah, I mean, we've touched on this before, so I don't think we really need to.
Anytime a diet has like
one food, just fucking run. Like the cabbage soup diet, the grapefruit diet, the, I don't know, juice cleanses. Anything like that.
Run away. Just don't
run the opposite direction.
Don't do that. And now, I mean, when people do these things, usually they're only doing them for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but still, like, no, like, anything longer than a day is just unacceptable for someone. Like your body needs nutrients, right? Yeah. And like not just calories, it also needs nutrients. Yeah. It needs vitamins and minerals and protein. So you're not getting
any of that.
Literally any of that.
Yeah. So, but this is a good segue into the next one. It's one I wanted to save because it's really hard to believe, but it's called the baby food diet.
No.
Yeah. So just guess. I want you to.
You're eating baby food.
Yeah. So 10 to 15 jars of baby food between breakfasts and lunch. And yeah, when you think about these tiny jars of baby food, right? They're like 30 to 70 calories per jar.
Oh my god.
And like some of them have like little to no protein in them. So what? You're just eating like carrots and peas mashed up in these tiny little servings.
Oh my god.
Yeah, So I don't really know exactly.
Is there no dinner? You said breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, those are breakfast and lunch. They didn't specify what dinner was supposed to be. I'm assuming they're
adult food.
Now you're a grown up. Or maybe like, you know, just regular protein and veggies, I'm assuming, but I didn't see any specifications about dinner. So that's another, you know, hole in this diet.
Slight red flag. Oh my god, so I've actually seen, which is really sad, I've seen competitors eat baby food.
Oh yeah, I've seen like them,
like,
I've seen them eat like the, I don't know, like the food packs or the jars.
They've eaten the jars, yeah.
The jars of baby food?
Yes.
I saw them eat like the snacks.
No, I've seen competitors eat those. Now, I don't remember all the context, like maybe it was because like, hey, I couldn't find a sweet potato, so I had to eat this. Like, I don't know, but I've seen it enough to where I'm like, this is weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that, like, you're an adult, you shouldn't be eating baby food. And there really is no reason, in my opinion, that somebody should be doing that, especially as a diet, and especially when somebody's telling you how many. You imagine going to the grocery store and getting like 100 jars of baby food and just meal prep for the week.
Being a grown adult, that's just absurd. Like,
why would that be any kind of rational? Like, there's no rationale behind that at all.
Like, you can cook regular vegetables.
Yeah, you're an adult, so you can cook. I know it's hard to believe for some people, but you can.
You even have steamable options in the frozen section.
Yeah.
Babies can't do that.
No, they can't do anything, which is why they eat baby food. I know it's a really weird correlation here.
People feed them.
Yeah.
They literally can't eat anything on their own.
Wow. Oh my god, this is so concerning.
That is, really concerning. So, like, think about that too. Like, 30 to 70 calories per jar. You have 10 to 15 of those. It's very little calories. Plus whatever you have for dinner.
Unspecified dinner.
Yeah, you could be starving and then eat your face off for dinner. Or
most likely.
Yeah. So there's
I'm
so many.
stuffed from 10 hours of baby food. I mean, I don't know about you, but
but that's just like a little too indulgent for me.
I'm so blooded right now. I don't know how I'm gonna handle it. I can't even eat dinner.
So many veggies today. I had some mashed potatoes.
Oh my god.
Carrots and peas.
This is terrifying.
Peas and carrots. Anyway.
I can't think of a reason why that would be again appropriate. Like,
yeah, I just don't.
Literally, unless there was.
Like, you can also, if you're not concerned with.
I'd rather eat a raw fucking potato than eat baby food. Like.
I'd rather eat nothing.
Yeah, or that. Like, I would just be like, I'm not gonna eat now. If it's a
convenience thing, like there's something called meal prep companies. You can order food from there. Meal prep is so easy to do on your own too, because people make a big deal about, it takes forever. Like, no, it really doesn't. Like, throw your chicken in the oven, get a steamable bag of veggies, and there are easy ways to prepare other stuff. So
it is so easy.
I can do it in under an hour.
Yeah,
30 minutes even.
It doesn't need to be elaborate. Like,
So-
sure, if you want to cook like some cool, crazy stuff, like of course.
Yeah,
but like,
it takes some thought. But
you need
if you-
a few basic things.
especially if it's like jars of baby food, like that's literally single ingredient stuff that you can do. So it's probably for the fact that like it's these little calorie things. It's like just as bad as having like a million sugar-free Jellos for a meal.
This is like it's just not even like there's no redeeming that whatsoever.
Oh no, like there's really I don't see
one positive.
There's no positive, and also it goes back to the whole nutrients. Like you're not getting anything there.
You have like a vitamin A overdose. You just turn orange. It's the only thing that happens.
Oh yeah, it's the diet.
Yeah, you're like, my diet's great. Why are you great? Oh, so many peas. I just love baby food.
Peas, and their eyes start to twitch.
Just pass out.
PTSD from peas. So that one's pretty self-explanatory. The next one is...
My favorite though is how there was just like no fucks given for dinner.
Oh yeah.
Just have 10 jars of baby food, but go.
I was looking for like an explanation. I'm like, okay, so there's like a common theme with these things. It's like, do this, but no specification for anything else.
Like
what about liquids? Do I drink water? Do I drink baby formula? Do I, imagine. But yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. But, oh my god. I can already imagine like a part 2 to this video. But anyway. Next one is basically using
we eat baby food on camera.
God, no. Baby food taste test. Baby food mukbang.
We go viral.
Oh my god.
For a mental disorder.
Peas and carrots. Oh my god. Everyone just, ended the podcast.
People are not sure if that's serious or not. They're like, oh my god, are they really good?
Actually, this crazy. But yeah, the next one is basically meal replacement shakes. So having, shakes for breakfast and lunch, and then having a dinner, or having a shake for breakfast, some kind of food list lunch, and then a shake for dinner, or
what was that company?
Isagenix. I have two here. There's one that's called Isagenix, which is basically based around these shakes, or the one I was gonna give an example of was like Shakeology or something from Beachbody. And
I feel like this was like years ago, like when I was growing up. Like there was another one that you would get. It was probably the same thing.
Yeah, it's like
but it was like at the grocery store.
Oh no, like this one. Like try to guess how much a bag of Shakeology costs.
I don't even know what it's just like a shake.
It's like a superfood shake meal replacement thing.
For one bag.
For one bag, it's like 30 servings. Guess how much?
$100.
$130.
I bet it's garbage too. I bet it's like 15 grams of protein.
I've had Shakeology before. Okay. But I don't know how it really tastes because I just threw a bunch of peanut butter and banana in.
Yeah. Oh, solid.
So obviously, peanut butter, banana,
calorie-free,
and marshmallow fluff will make anything taste good. This is
when
I was in high
school. You can make baby food taste good with that combo.
Literally, like just dilute the shit out of it. So I don't know how it really tastes, but
Okay.
apparently it tastes like grass or something. So
Sick. My favorite.
yeah, and you're paying $130 for that every month.
But that's all you're eating.
And there are claims, claims
People are
that
saving money.
you'll burn body fat and gain muscle and all this.
Oh,
shit.
yeah,
so,
of course.
Yeah, any kind of diet that has you like on this regimented, like have a shake for this meal and then a shake for this meal, like it's just you're wasting your money.
No, I am not against having shakes.
Oh no,
because
not at all.
we have protein shakes all the time. I have protein
Yeah,
shakes.
I like making a smoothie every now and then.
I make it. I mean, a lot
nothing wrong
now
with
just
it.
because I'm lazy. But for breakfast, a lot of times I will make like level 1
Yeah.
from first form.
Sometimes after jujitsu at night, I'll throw a level 1 in
Oh,
a blender
yeah.
and have something.
I always do that. Like after training, I always have protein.
Yeah.
But even just for breakfast, sometimes I'll have like I'll add the level 1. I'll add collagen protein. I'll add a bunch of fruit. Like mix it up. Like, and that's just because I'm busy and like I don't have time to like actually have a meal.
Yeah.
But I'm still getting around the same amount of calories that I would if I had a meal. And then, but I'm not doing it because
You're
like,
not
I'm trying to have a
replacing-
meal replacement. Like, no, I'm
you're
just
not
busy.
replacing your entire day with this
No.
powder, or a majority or half your day with this powder.
No, and those powders also are low calorie. You know what I mean? Like they probably don't even have that much protein,
Yeah.
and they probably have
I saw one,
virtually
it
no
was
carbs
like
and fats.
15 grams of protein or
Exactly.
something
Trash.
like that.
Like I'm gonna make
Yeah.
a shake. It has 40 grams of protein plus carbs and some added
Plus some
fats. Like
micronutrients, yeah.
yeah, we're not just having this like prepackaged bullshit for breakfast and lunch. Oh my god, what is the name? Steadfast? Was that it?
Oh, that was, I think that's still around though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were like drinks like, in the grocery store, and it was like drink this for breakfast and lunch or whatever, and then like have dinner. And yeah, you're gonna lose weight if you have this fucking baby ass fucking shake.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of companies who have like, these like, kind of like, I don't want to say Weight Watchers, but like their brand snack items or protein shake
They're
items.
usually like garbage.
No, they are like garbage and like super
like
small
candy.
portions, but these are supposed to be like meals, quote unquote
Yeah.
meals.
What about
for
like
you
Weight
to
Watchers
follow.
candy? I'm like, this is really defeating the
This is
purpose.
really sad candy. This is what candy like makes fun of.
Like yeah, and like how many like sugar alcohol, like how awful are you gonna feel eating this?
Like, imagine the digestion after.
Yeah,
all those
I'd rather
sugars.
just have like we had a like
Yeah,
earlier.
got
So
here, there was like a bowl of dark chocolate Hershey's.
so that's the difference. Like when you don't buy that kind of weird stuff, right? Like you can be around like a bowl of the candy
Yeah.
that we just saw, like
And not-
at
yeah.
like we're at the office. They had it at check-in. We had one with our coffee, and then we came here. Like it's no issue, right? I'm not like trying to have like 15 pieces of sugar alcohol candy because it says Weight
Yeah.
Watchers on it. You know, like you're just
think
hey, I
they
had
have
one or
those
two
at, like,
pieces.
Delights or something. Like they have those like super low calorie chocolates
Yeah,
or.
all good.
like-
I'd rather just not. Honestly, I'd rather just not have it.
Oh,
There's
yeah, and it's like at first I just don't think they're reliable, and
Well,
also
yeah.
just the ingredients just sound a little funky. So
yeah, hard pass
Yeah.
on that. But yeah, the shake thing, and like I said, can you have a shake? Is a shake better than not eating it at all? Yes, right? So for a lot of people,
it's just convenience.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on the go after your workout and you need something quick. That's where protein powder
or like
level
we
1 is great.
forget, like some people don't have breakfast, right? Like so I'd rather you like, hey, I have a scoop of level
Better
1
than nothing.
and then
Yeah.
you go about your day.
Better
like,
to have that in your system than go into a meal starving.
Exactly. But the goal of the shake is not to have the shake for the purpose of not eating. The purpose of having a shake is for convenience and to make sure that you are actually eating. So there is a big difference, and like obviously, as always, context and like nuance are really important. But saying, hey, replace 2 of your meals with a shake, not a good idea.
No.
Saying, hey, add in 2 shakes because you're not hitting your protein and you're not eating,
Yeah.
totally different story.
I also think some of this is deceiving too, because a lot of people don't know like how to even go about their nutrition. So if this company is saying, oh, if you have 2 of our shakes, you're gonna lose fat and build muscle and blah blah blah, and
Why?
it's gonna get you closer to your goals. And it's like, okay, there's so much more that goes into this rather than having someone depend on this product.
Yeah.
There's so much more information that needs to be given. So
Frustrating.
yeah. So I have 2 more. One of them is pretty much kind of along the lines of like a juice cleanse, but it's like a liquid diet for 10 days. I think it's been around for a while, like the Master Cleanse, something where you just drink liquids or like have like a lemonade type drink for 10 days straight.
So, lemonade's really healthy.
Something along those lines, which is like water and lemon, lemonade, whatever. But yeah, it's just basically avoiding all kind of solid foods
Okay.
for an extended amount of time.
So coffee every day, got it. Like just a coffee I need. Just like I basically do this diet. It's just I add in some food. Anytime you see any kind of cleanse, any kind of liquid, whether it's soup, whether it's have this juice, whether it's have whatever the fuck it is, that's not a good idea unless you are literally unable to eat food for some reason, like you can't chew or you your digestion, like there are outstanding circumstances for people who have like GI issues or esophagus issues.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be doing this. Like there's no point of resetting, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your body doesn't like need
detox or anything like that.
10 days to recover, you know what I mean?
That's why you have your kidneys and your
if you have some issue that's being handled by a medical doctor, okay, totally different. If you're just trying to lose weight and you decide to have a 10-day liquid diet, I just take a step back and think, okay, what is this actually doing, right? Like what is the benefit of doing this? Okay, I'm going to now potentially lose X amount of weight because it's water weight and I have literally no food in my system.
Yeah.
But then what is going to happen afterwards? So the pros, you lost water weight. Okay, not really a pro. The cons, you're going to gain all of that weight, likely and more back. You're probably going to have a fucked up digestive system for a few weeks afterwards because you went from you didn't eat anything to then now you're adding food back in again. You likely have, you're overcompensating afterwards because you did restrict for 10
probably
days.
Going into eating foods that you were craving.
Exactly.
Which
and
will also
eating
just throw off your digestion.
way too many of them, right? There's really no benefits outside of losing a few pounds of water weight. So fucking congrats, you could have gone to the sauna.
Claps for you.
Like now, if you're trying to add in more, like some of these like juices and stuff, right? Like if you go to these places, there'll be like tons of nutrients. Like okay, cool. If you want to add in like a juice because you want certain nutrients, fine, go do that. But still eat your fucking meals.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to. You don't need to just juice and not eat food. You need to add that in to kind of supplement your life.
Yeah. Supplement your life. Anyway, well. The last one.
Last one, best one.
Yeah. So we're almost done, guys. I hope you guys pulled through.
This is really, it's gonna be really hard to top.
I hope there was minimal headbanging here. Hope no one has a concussion. Last one.
I have plenty, so I got it covered.
Cool. I mean, I hit my head all the time, but just because I'm clumsy.
I was like, just like I got a padded room in my house. That's normal, right? Like
I have like one of those street jackets.
Everyone wears that when they go to sleep, right? Tell me I'm right.
Please validate me. Anyway, the last one is really doing any kind of diet or eating plan with the intention to lose weight. So a good example of this is just going on different kinds of diets like keto or vegan or paleo. Any kind of like common eating plan, right? That changes the way you're eating, but solely for the purpose of losing weight.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a touchy subject, right? Because hey, if you're going vegan, like maybe keep that for ethical reasons or, environmental reasons instead of solely thinking that this way of eating is going to make you lose weight.
Exactly. If keto has a great purpose. It has so many great benefits for specific types of people. Doesn't mean that is the diet for everybody. Doesn't mean that you need to go on this just to lose weight, right? Like initially you might lose weight because, especially with keto, you're cutting out an entire food group, and you're obviously going to lose some water weight just from not having carbs, but you're also just eliminating a lot of the choices that you, like the not so great choices that are really hyper palatable foods, right? Like, because most of those foods have carbs and fats. So you're eliminating that. So initially, like, you're going to feel great because you've eliminated a lot of like junk out of your diet. You are probably in a deficit, and you're just feeling really good. But it's like doing that just for that sake and not for the sake of like these are the types of foods that I enjoy. This is really great for my lifestyle. This is really great for XYZ health condition. Totally different. Again, same thing like I said with vegan. If you want to go vegan for ethical reasons, that is totally your choice. If you're deciding to be vegan because you think you're going to lose weight, that is a terrible plan. Actually, there's tons of nutritional issues with being vegan, and it is something that needs to be taken seriously. It's not something that can just be like, oh, I'm just going to eat Oreos because they're vegan.
Search my diet. Like, it's not that easy.
no, like there are a lot of things that need to be compensated for and taken care of if you are going to eliminate all animal products. And don't just think this is like a weight loss thing. Actually, I mean, I really, again, initially people are probably going to cut out a lot of foods that they're eating.
And that's kind of what makes them think like, oh, this was the secret.
This was it. Or even carnivore, right? Like there's a small subset of people who I do think can do that, and it does. Very small subset of people, and it works great for them, right? Cool. 99.99% of people do not need to be doing that.
Yeah, the principles
and
are
you're certainly going to lose weight if you're just eating meat.
Yeah.
Like, duh, you can only eat so much, right?
Yeah.
So
I've been to like a Brazilian steakhouse before. I had like 12 ounces of meat in one meal. Let me tell you, I could not eat anything else.
And I'll tear up the Brazilian steakhouse. So good.
Yeah, but
I love that shit.
I mean, weight gain, weight loss, the principles are all the same.
Yes.
Across the board.
Of course, you know, like I said, if you like the types of foods that are on, like, that are more keto based, that might be what's best for you, right? Like if you just, hey, these are the foods I like, I don't really care about these other options, like, okay, cool, like that's gonna work for you. But don't do it just because you're like, I'm gonna lose weight now. Or really, like any diet, like I said, paleo, right? To be honest, like most paleo options are high quality food options. Like those are food options that we would recommend.
Yeah, some of these, like some of their guidelines, like have good intentions, of course. But you don't want to. It's like a lot of people go into this thinking like, oh, well, maybe this diet will be what finally works. But a lot of people make these choices not actually having anything in check to begin with.
No, you have terrible habits, you have an awful relationship with food. Yeah. And then basically deciding.
Maybe you're under-reporting, maybe you're over-reporting. You know, there are errors that could be made on your end.
There are so many things, and there's like all of the habits that need to be built up in order for you to actually have sustainable progress need to be there first before you decide to plant your fucking flag in one diet or the other. And then, you know, like whenever there's arbitrary rules, you know, with paleo, it's always funny to me. It's like, sweet potatoes are paleo, but not red potatoes. They're like, please go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, this is just dumb. And I get where they're coming from as far as like, oh, well, it was how it was grown and all that. Okay, but that's where it's like, does that matter?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, that's where it's like, hey, like, I'm on board with most of the paleo options. Like, pretty good food choices. But when you're when you're saying things like, no, you can't have a certain type of potato, it's like, what is this here for? Like, this is not helping.
Discriminate potatoes.
Yeah, oh, I certainly don't. Potatoes are...
Don't tell me what potato I cannot have.
And that's where it's like, oh, okay, so I could have like a loaded sweet potato with like marshmallows and butter and whatever, right? But like a roasted, red potato, that's not good, right? Like it's just, no, stop. So it's just about understanding, what the principles behind the diet are. And if you are, you know, with that and you like that, cool. But do not start, like to your point, don't just start a diet thinking that is the solution to your problems. The problems are your habits and your mindset with food. Like those are the problems. Yeah. And it's actually being sustainable and finding something that you can stick with. And there's going to be periods that are unsustainable in your diet, and that's fine. You know, like if you're getting ready for something, or if you are trying to challenge yourself in a certain way, if you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to gain weight, like those things are not going to be sustainable forever. But in the grand scheme of things, like the whole, like the micro picture, like yeah, sure, some weeks and some months might look like that, but like as a whole, your diet should not look like this erratic thing that you just piece together because you're like, oh, this looked good, or I saw this somewhere, or I went on the baby food aisle and I just had this urge to pick up the peas. God, fucking nobody do that, please. I'm very scared that people are actually doing this and just like leaving the store with like tons of baby food. Gerber's like sold out forever because we mentioned
Gerber is sponsoring bikini athletes.
Oh God, there's already so many problems.
Next sponsor at the Olympia.
There's already so many problems within the industry. We don't need another one. We don't need people just eating baby food. But yeah, those were gems as always. So I'll make sure to chart the moon and know now when to eat.
We all
and not
have to
eat.
be in sync with the moon phases, of course.
And don't eat your hair, because apparently that'll lead to a blockage. But if weight loss is your goal, hospital. All right, guys. Thanks as always for listening. If you guys have any questions or feedback, please let us know. You can send us an email at info@teamlocofit.com, or you can visit our site to check out the other articles that we've written, subscribe to our newsletter, or apply for coaching, and that is just teamlocofit.com. All right, we will catch you guys next week.
10 stars.
Bye.